Hello everyone, and welcome to my next video for Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. And in this we're going to be taking on the Power of Ignorance level 180 Chaos quest as part of Jack's character event. And for this one I'm bringing along a team of Jack, Ramza and Rosa without a friend, and I'm having brothers as a summon. So the realization of Ramza and especially the release of Jack is something that I have been quite excited for quite a while, to be honest. I still haven't played Type 0 yet. I haven't. It is something that I plan to do in the indeterminate future, but it's definitely on the cards. No pun intended. Anyway, that being said, I was watching some videos of JP DFFOO content, and I absolutely fell in love with Jack's kit. Like, the guy is just hilarious. Like, he does so much damage. He's got such a quirky sort of personality. Like, I just love his playstyle. He's kind of like what I think Sephiroth should have been. He's kind of like Sephiroth if he wasn't shit. Like, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, but that's how I feel, right? Because Sephi should do damage upon damage and some more damage on top of that damage, but he shouldn't feel so boring to play. And he should have some sort of gimmicks up his sleeve, you know. And even in the character event itself, they drew some parallels between Jack and Seth because they both use like katana. So I absolutely knew that I was going to be going all in on Jack here because he's just too fun to pass up. I just like him, you know what I mean? I just like him, and got him I have. And of course, those of you who know me from my previous videos, Ramza is one of my favourite characters in the entire franchise. So there was absolutely no way I wasn't going to be maxing this guy out. To be perfectly honest though, I do tend to a certain degree, I tend to prioritise meta over favourites, and I know there's a lot of really, really broken supports coming up, so that's actually why I haven't used any spears on Ramza, because I'm not sure, to be perfectly honest, how long I'm going to be using him for, but I'm definitely going to be getting the most out of him while he's at peak viability. And Jack, on the other hand, I went YOLO with Jack, so I've been grinding my artifacts. I got extremely lucky with these. I've not done that much yet, but actually this 108 330, and please excuse the if you hear any sounds outside, please excuse it. It is like the middle of the day, and it's a pretty nice day out, so you know people are about. But like, I got this 108 330, and then I got this 108 C50 literally back to back. And I was like, holy shit, that's actually incredible. Unfortunately, I haven't really had any luck since then. I am going for triple 108 C50. I'm stacking all the attack that I can on this man. I'll probably have a couple of these as backups. That's what I'm going for in the long run. But for now, that is what we're dealing with. That's what I've got on him. For Ramza, I did actually farm up triple 108 C50s during the double token event. And the reason for that is because I've actually reevaluated my stance on Crystal 50 passives a little bit, because Chaos quests, and especially Lufenia's as well, they're shifting to the point that the only real disadvantage you get from the last wave passives is that they're not going to be that great in Dimension's End, because DE does tend to have quite a lot of waves of very, very chunky enemies, but in Lost Chapters and in actual Chaos quests, the majority of the difficulty seems to be shifted to like the final wave, right? And the enemy defense boosts only really become obnoxious on the final wave. So you are absolutely going to see the most return on investment in the actual last wave. And CS50 for Ramza increases everything. It increases his max brave, his attack, which, like, if he had more attack on waves before the final wave, he's probably not going to do that much with it. It also increases his int brave, which will increase his brave regen, so he can literally use all of those stats, and the only reason he can't use defense is because defense is a bit of a meme in Opera Omnia as it is, unfortunately, just because of how the damage formula works. So you can definitely make an argument for 108 330, and I do have them as standbys as well, so if I really wanted I could just like equip those. But I'm going with Crystal 50 because the attack actually helps his self battery, and the initial brave will help his bravery regen. So unless you have really, really heavy batteries in your party, which I don't think Rosa has enough battery to get Ramza to cap on damage every time, then he's not going to get that much more mileage out of 330 than he gets out of CS50. I do think CS50 is better. Obviously, the more turns you spend outside of the final wave, the better the 330 becomes comparatively, but I still think it's worth it to do Crystal 50. So I'm going to show my spheres as well. So this is what I've had on Rosa for ages. Rosa needs a little bit of HP regen assistance from her own sphere. Funnily enough, it's practically made for her. And then Kryl, I just gave her this because it gives everyone a bit of bravery based on Int Brave, and Rosa's Int Brave buff is pretty spicy. So of course that's what I'm going for. But Jack, on the other hand, now I have decided to fully sphere my Jack, and I did this after completing the Chaos. And I also went back and played a couple of other Lost Chapters, and I'm having so much fun using him that I just decided to go balls to the wall. And there's one reason. There's two reasons I did this. One is because I think it really helps him, obviously, but two is because I know that when Lufenia releases and when the new weapons tier like burst and limited weapons come into play, there are going to be reset spheres that you can use to actually remove spheres from a character. And put them on someone else. And unfortunately, in a very uncharacteristically scummy moves from the developers of this game, you only get 3 of them for free ever, and the rest of them that you ever get are from ingot packs. So while the developers are extremely generous in Opera Omnia, and I'm very grateful for everything we get, I do think it is a bit of a dick move. It is very scummy, in my opinion, to lock these reset spheres behind a paywall. Like, that's just not really great in my opinion. But what can you do? You do get craftable spheres as well, but they're only 40% as strong as the ones that you get from MLBing and EX Plus, so it's kind of unfortunate. But I am probably going to be burning my reset spheres on Jack, but for the time being, because I'm having so much fun with Jack, and because his Deliverance follow-up attack is really his weakest thing in my opinion, but it has the potential to do so much damage, I just went all in with spheres. So I've put his own sphere on him, and I'm probably never going to remove that, to be honest, because it does so much good for him. It raises his brave damage, which he wants. It raises his attack, which also helps with his damage and with his self battery. I gave him King's Sphere, which increases his attack by a whopping 20% for 3 turns when inflicting break, which is really good for Jack, because again, the battery on his follow-up Deliverance attack is based on his attack stat, so not only will it be helping him do more damage, he'll also just gain more bravery back as well. And because he's going to be taking so many turns in a row, and because you want to aim with breaks with him to actually get his Deliverance follow-up, that you will find that this will be in effect relatively often. Even if you're not aiming for a break, if you just use his skill 2, because it's AoE brave damage, you're going to get some breaks somewhere, so this will be in effect a good amount of the time. And then I've given him single power from Leo, which increases bravery damage dealt by 10% for single target attacks. Now, with the way that the game is going and it's evolving into AoE brave attacks and splash damage, and almost every attack is AoE, I can count maybe on one hand the number of characters that would get the most benefit from this. And I'm talking Cloud, who maybe is a good contender for it. I'm talking Lightning, who has very few bravery hits on her regular attacks anyway. Really only her EX and her regular skills would benefit from it, but she probably caps out on damage anyway, even in Lufenia if you've got enough auras. So, I mean, Lightning is a contender for this, but, is it really necessary? I'm not sure. Sephiroth, who's pretty much a meme, unfortunately, for me. I just don't think he's strong enough to even warrant using this on. And then there's General Leo himself, because it helps his Master Blade hit harder. So all that in mind, I'm like, why not use it on Jack? Because he's going to get very consistent use of it. Like, you could use something like this on Vayne as well. Like, I considered actually putting Vayne Sphere on Jack, because he gets 10% extra brave damage against broken targets, but I'm saving that one. I think this is good enough. We've got a good mix of attack and increased brave damage that we're going to be hitting some absolutely stupid numbers, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm not bringing a friend here, purely because my entire friend list is Leos and Araneas, and I don't want to use Aranea, and Leo would actually hold us back more than he would help us. So without further ado, let's jump into it and see how this goes. So I am going to pop my Crystal 65 straight away with Rosa, so that we get the overflow and we get the extra attack. I definitely think it's worth it doing that. And then I'm going to be popping Divine Blast over here. And Ramza is absolutely going to be using Shout, because we do need to use Shout twice with Ramza to get up those 2 stacks. And then, rather than go straight into the EX, I've left this one unbroken on purpose, so that we can just go like this. because that does proc his Deliverance follow-up attack, and I know that Jack has synergy right now, and I know that I triple speared him, but I just like to point out the fact that he did over 120,000 damage from a HP attack. Okay, we've got that cleared up, we understand that. Okay, let's move on. So, the great thing about Ramza's EX Plus is that he starts out with 1 stack of Shout, and he also starts out with all... It's basically like he's used both of his skills once, right? So 2 uses of Shout and he's already up to max stacks. With Jack, I am going to use Transience. And we'll just deal absolutely even more absurd amounts of damage. There we go, that's almost 300k right there. Like, I know synergy stats inflates characters like Jack so much, but honestly, it's just so glorious to behold. I'm going to pray here, because we won't overwrite Jack's evasion buff. That's completely fine. Let's use Divine Blast on you over here. And of course we will jump in front of whatever thing we target. If we break them with a regular HP or Brave, or if we even attack broken targets with skills, then he jumps in front of them like Realm and like Noctis. But unlike Realm and Noctis, at least before their reworks, he cannot lose turns by doing this, he can only gain turns. And he only has 6 uses of each skill. But at the same time, he gets a free skill after every EX, and he starts out with his EX fully charged, so he's got more longevity than you would think, in all honesty. So because Jack is going to be focusing on B, I'm going to blow my HP triple plus on A over here. And Ramza's got his EX ready. So I am here because I'm outside of the Rosa's prayer range. I'm actually going to be just using Ninja Slice. And now that I'm back in Rosa's prayer range, I can use Lightning Flash to get the most use out of my skills, you know? Then I can just use my EX again. And that's how it goes with Jack. The guy is an absolute mad lad. And I love it. So hopefully we don't get broken here, because that would suck. I think A's going to HP attack Rosa. Yeah. So that sucks. But what can you do, right? Yeah, he's damaged her just in time for her to use her EX. So that's unfortunate, but hey. So I think with her I am going to use Luminous Arrow on B. So we'll do less damage overall. And then with Ramza, I'm going to use HP+++ here, because he's got so much bravery from the Rosa battery. And now I'm going to use his EX, which is absolutely bonkers, by the way. Like, it's stronger than Aranea's High Wind Plus. It does 200% overflow, 80% splash, and it batteries everyone, including Ramza. Look at that for nonsense. Like, if you thought that Ramza's EX was a meme before and you basically never used it, well, now you have a valid reason to use it. Absolutely do. And if I use Divine Blast, I'm probably going to kill B, so I'm just going to target A instead. Because we got a free skill, we are 100% going in with skill 2. Always use skill 2 on your free skill, in my opinion. It's just the non-stupid thing to do. And yeah, why even waste a skill here? HP++. It's going to be more than enough. So you're just absolutely slicing through everyone at the moment. So unfortunately we do need to rebuff using Ramza on Jack. That is one of the downsides of using them together, is that his generic buffs do wear off. So I'm going to put these back on. And for the sake of longevity, I am actually just going to HP++ here on A. Look at that damage. That is 130k damage on like a HP attack. That's absurd. Like, no one should do that. Like, ever. I mean, I know Aranea is broken, right, and she's still probably stronger than Jack overall, but I'm just having so much fun with Jack. He's so fun to use. He's like Ultimecia. I had a lot of fun using Ultimecia. Like, these characters are just, they're just so fun. Like, and I could even HP++ here if I wanted to be super conservative. And you know what, I think I'm going to do that. And that's her EX. So let's attack B over here. So let's go in with a Ninja Slice. $70,000, yo! What are these numbers? Alright, speaking of numbers, unfortunately, Rosa is about to take a chunk of damage here. But Ramza's EX Plus comes to save the day. And we're just going to go to town for a little bit here. Let's get prey going on. I could even do this. I think I'm going to. Yeah, let's do it. So you see, like, you can play the longevity game with Jack by just making good use of his bravery and his HP attacks, and you can definitely play him that way if you want, or you can just absolutely go balls to the wall with his skills, and you can play him that way. Like, he's kind of versatile in that sense. Like, he has more longevity than you would expect from a character that only has 12 total skill users at this stage in Chaos. Like, I'll just put it like that. Okay, so we have double turn spacing right here. This is definitely not what I want. But I think this is actually going to be my perfect time to actually go into the summon. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. So let's seize the momentum while we have it, and let's go. So this EX is about to do all kinds of damage. And I mean like 400k worth of damage. Literally. Well, 400k minus 4 points of damage. And then we can innovate triple plus with Ramza, which is going to battery everyone up to buggery, including Jack. And then we can Luminous Arrow. I mean, look at this. This is a perfect setup right here for damage. Just look at it. We have Jack, who's capped, who can go on and use his free skill 2 on B, because it won't erase his turn. Let's see here. Are we okay for shout stacks? I think we are. Still going to do this because we can get to cap that way. Yeah, you know what? I'm actually just gonna... I'm gonna spam skills with Jack for a little bit. I think it's warranted. How long does he have left on his soul harvest? Okay, not long. So I guess it's now or never. I'm going to try and stall this A out of break, because I think I have enough skills to be able to afford to do that. Ow. No matter. This is pretty much endgame right here. And goodbye. Oh no, you're still alive. Interesting. Don't come out of break. Don't do anything crazy. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, you're dead. GG. So, that was something that happened. That's going to be my completion of the Jack event. I could perhaps have played it a little bit better, a little bit tighter, but oh my god, that's so much fun. Like, I know Aranea is broken, right, but just Jack is so much fun. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. I hope some of you out there enjoyed it. I hope everyone who pulled on this banner had some amazing luck, and I hope those who do are enjoying the fruits of their labour. So, we're very close to character boards now. Let's look forward and see what the next month has to offer. So, thanks everyone for watching, and until the next time, take care, and goodbye.